Welcome to the Daybreak Star Radio Network. Our motto, everybody should know it by now, but you know what? We all need little refresher courses in our lifetimes. So welcome to the Daybreak Star Radio Network. Our motto, the only radio network officially indigenized in the airways. Been excited about this interview now for some time. Had the opportunity, yeah, definitely to meet Kat at our previous art market. Yeah, thank you, Native Art Market here a couple months ago here at United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. And I know we also have a special guest on with us, Dee. And we appreciate you guys chatting with us today. And you guys just make some unbelievably fabulous, beautiful jewelry that I'm excited to talk to you guys offline about a custom piece here soon.
Okay. Wonderful.
So first off, before we do get started with the first question, I just want to, for our viewers,
here's one of them.
Here's one of these pieces that, you know, I have a huge collection at home that I've already gotten from Beaded Behind Bars from Kat. This is the Darth Vader one that's just brilliant. I just bought a whole bunch of stickers that look like it too. Here is the Kurt Cobain one for everyone to look at. That's
beautiful.
Embossed guitar on the back. I mean, just amazing. And then this one here. I like to show people the quality of the work you get from these guys with this one here, because I could literally knock someone out with this one. Like it is serious quality, and I get so many compliments on everything. So our first question is, can you share the story behind the inception of Beaded Behind Bars? Like, what inspired you guys to start this organization?
This was a way for him to start making money to help himself and to help his family. A long time ago, before me, he tried to send items to people, and it would just sit like we hear from so many people. So the items would sit in boxes. So he found a company that would help sell items for him, and they would sell them at powwows. He had originally learned from one of the Everybody Talks About family members. And so a lot of people, I guess that'll be for another question, but a lot of people that were Native was telling him more about selling at powwows and stuff. And so did this company. And that's when he bought a book about selling things online. And he had this vision to come together. And but he had no one to help him until he and I met. So
awesome. Next question. If you could please describe for us and all of our listeners the core mission of Beaded Behind Bars, and how do you envision its impact on the lives of incarcerated individuals and their families moving forward?
Okay. So the core mission is just to continue to help people. It helps to, we have a lot to it. One is to help with the financial part. It helps them to not be a burden to their families. It helps them to support themselves and not require their families to help them. Or sometimes their families just need that money for support. Now that their loved one is behind bars, it's a way that they can still support them. So the core mission is to continue to support that and to also be there. We advocate when there's a problem. DOC try to remove the hobby or reduce their hobby, and we advocated for that. And then additionally, we just try to be there to support no matter what. Just to be there to be the support, because there's so many people on the inside that don't have that support, you know, and I want to add in that once they go in there, so many of their families tend to kind of forget, you know, they're out of sight, out of mind. So we are here to support them and say, you're not out of sight, out of mind. You know, we're here to be alongside and build something with them. Recidivism is a big thing. And by having somebody by your side, it's something that can help them.
So how do you guys select the incarcerated individuals who participate in the program? Like, is there a focus on type of crimes, or is the program open to all? Like, how does that work?
It's for everybody. We're not here to judge. Everybody already had their time before a judge, their time in court. We're here to be and to support regardless. We don't ask for crimes. We'd rather be here to support because, again, that recidivism is not getting the support it needs. So if we can treat somebody like a human, because they were committed to lose time, not civil rights or human rights. So we don't ask what the crimes are. If they are interested and they want help selling their items or to be able to help support their families, we're here to help do it.
Awesome. Could you please discuss the proportion of Indigenous individuals involved in your program and any specific challenges or needs they face?
So we don't have the exact number. It is a good portion, and for those that are not Indigenous, they are learning from those that are. A lot of them are bringing them the awareness of their culture. A lot of them are teaching. Like I said, my husband learned from that. Everybody talks about families, or a family member, not the whole family, but a family member. So they are able to bring that awareness. This is what we do, and share it with others. So they're able to share their culture, stay up on their cultures. We don't have an exact number, but there are quite a few that are, and growing. And actually, we have some people from South Dakota that and Ohio that are, Indigenous. I don't know too much yet. That's something in the works. So we're reaching out nationwide and just trying to bring this awareness all over the place and everywhere, and let everybody know they're accepted and they have somebody here to help.
Could you walk us through the process of, from an item being made inside the prison to the journey it takes to, being sold to the public? And how is pricing determined? I've always been curious on that, just in general.
Sure. So they start with whatever it is. If they have a custom order request, something for their family member or somebody wants a piece, they start on it. Otherwise, they start working on something, just whatever they have, with whether it's peyote, brick stitch, rosetted, whatever. And they just start beading, he said. And so he reminded me, they have to have a hobby permit. They can't just bead. They can't just have the item. So they have to apply for a hobby permit. They can't even mail the items out without one. So they apply for the permit. They start, and he was commenting on how many needle pricks they get while doing this. So that's true. It's quite a job. It's a lot of work, and anybody who beads will know that.
Yep.
So from that, they have to have the permit so they can mail out the items. We don't just select. If anybody has something they want to mail out, they mail it to us. Pricing starts by their negotiation. Hey, I have this piece. I would like to get X amount of dollars. If they can show it to him, he'll look at it right then and there and agree, yeah, we can do that. If not, it gets sent out to me because we need to look at it first, especially people we haven't dealt with first. If it's somebody sending me brand new stuff, which we had somebody from another facility send me new stuff yesterday, we look at it and we see this, it was amazing work, but he's never sent stuff in. So later on today, we'll let him know, hey, we got this. Do you want to commission it, or do you want us to sell it outright? We ask what they're asking for. If they don't know or they don't have a price, or they're like, I'll leave it up to you, I go with what I've learned out and about in our community and at the powwows and everything, what it sells for. And we try to keep it under. Our philosophy is to help these guys. If we can get them $1 today versus waiting till next month to get $2, it's better, and they appreciate that. So it's helping support them now with a reasonable price, because if you see a great product and a reasonable price, you're going to be able to buy it. We try to offer other things such as a layaway plan and stuff, because we want their items in somebody's hands or on somebody's neck or on somebody's regalia. So the overall process is not minimized by, we like you, we don't like you. It's if your product is good. If they don't have an estimate on the price, I give them what we think we can sell it for. And then we try to agree on, we're trying to purchase more outright than commission so we can support them today versus tomorrow.
How does Beaded Behind Bars support the families of the incarcerated, if you want to get in a little bit more in depth? And can you share a story with all of our listeners and of course, viewers, where your organization made a significant impact on a particular family and just the after effects of that?
I would love to. I'm just going to jump in. So we've got a few. For example, talking about, we're going to use the husband's first. His grandson needed a bed. And from the items he made and we sold of his, we were able to buy that bed. He needed clothes and we bought clothes. There's another person who does not have a significant other, but his elderly mom didn't have a vehicle. And so he's like, my proceeds sent to my mom. So I sent her a money order when things sell or when we buy something. His is commission. So it helps mom, and I got to meet mom. And it was a very touching thing. And one more real quick, we have somebody, we want to do more than just, I know she didn't want to get rid of the items. It was hard to get them from her. And another one, we will also send things to family members. It doesn't have to just be money. You know, we can, if somebody's going, hey, save my money to buy a birthday gift, a Christmas gift or whatever, we do that as well. So one for Christmas said, hey, can you help me get a Pandora bracelet for my girl? And I was able to find out, what does she like? What are the colors? And we don't charge extra for that. So I pieced together this bracelet and sent it. So there's a lot of little impacts we do, not just financially, but a lot of things help. There's sometimes people are going, I don't have enough to pay the bills. And then, you know, the husband sends us some pieces and we're able to send the money to that family and bills are paid. So his wife's car broke down. So for example, it's a piece, the part that broke down is something that they don't even make anymore. So he's taking off the next quarter schooling so he can bead a whole bunch of stuff to make some money to help his wife. So it's just another little impact that this has brought, because before they would bead and then it was a burden to ask the families for the money. And instead they're able to sustain getting the beads paid for and making money for their family.
Amazing what you guys do, and to be able to give the inmates the ability to, you know, still be able to support their family is just, that's incredible. So what has the community's response to your initiative been so far, and how do you address any concerns or misconceptions about the work?
I would say we have at least a 98 to 99% well reception. Nice. We have a lot of people that have been really, you know, don't always buy something, but they're like, you know, listen, take a card, and they share. And they thank us. They're like, well, thank you, because they know that a lot of times these guys were forgotten. And it's made people share stories. I remember when, you know, we've had one or two, do I call them Karens? I don't know. We've had one or two people that have said, I don't support the incarcerated. And I just would kindly replied, did you ever do anything wrong though? You know, because I think that the difference between some incarcerated and most people that are not incarcerated is they got caught, you didn't. You know, I'm not here to judge. I remind them I'm not here to judge, because we've all done something. So a few people are always going to not be receptive, but for the most part, it's been really positive.
That's good. That's good.
Getting into future goals and looking forward, what would be some of your goals for Beaded Behind Bars? And are there any new initiatives or expansions planned? Are we going to see more of a permanent pop-up shop up here in Seattle, you know, where we can start showing up a couple times a week?
So we are going to be working on building a cafe bakery boutique. He says definitely Seattle. I'm thinking South King County, but we're going to figure it out. So one of the biggest things we're going to do is hit this powwow trail 2024 as hard as we can, bring in as much money as we can, because the more we're able to raise, the less we have to get on loans. The things we want to do with this is to continue to sell their items in the boutique, so you can pop in a couple of times a week and get your favorite geek medallion or whatever it is you're looking for. And other, yeah, that's right. Or whatever it is you're looking for, get a great cup of coffee, but we want it large enough where there could be meeting space. So yeah, exactly. So having enough room for meeting space so families can gather, groups can gather, whether it's for the family getting together, whether it's for AANA, whether it's for the integration programs, whatever it is. And we want to try to have a job open for the reentry program. So when somebody is, you know, oh, he's going to be cut off. So when somebody is released, they will have to have a job. It's not always easy for an incarcerated individual to get released and to find a job. So we're hoping that he can, or that we can provide a job, you know, consistently for one person at a time. So we are working on that. It is something we will have to work as hard as we can in 2024. And our goal and vision is to have it happen in 2025.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good
Great.
luck on that.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Not just the shop, but communal also. And that's the native way right there. So
yes.
So how can people get involved or support Beaded Behind Bars? Are there volunteer opportunities, or do you primarily seek financial donations and stuff like that?
We would love volunteers, but we are also looking to hire. The hiring is a seasonal job going to powwows for us. I want to travel outside of Washington. We're trying to get a team that will do the events inside of Washington and eventually travel with us. Even after we have the cafe open, we want to continue on that powwow trail because I think this is always something that'll be good to bring awareness to others, and raising money to help. So we always, if somebody wants to just volunteer an hour or two and help set up, I would take it in a heartbeat. I would love it. If they want to be getting paid, we pay at the end of any event. And that is another thing that comes into consideration, the pricing. So we, on commission, I'm going to jump back to that. If we commission, they get 70%. We only get 30%. Out of that 30% comes, we've got to pay for the event. I've got to pay for workers, etc. So it is a little bit more, a little bit better for us to go with a purchase outright, because then I let them know, hey, we're also carrying this business and we have to hold these items longer potentially. And to help us move forward. So then they get about 60%, but it's still fair because they got their money now instead of waiting weeks or months. So, there's definitely, if people are looking for make $200, $300, $400, $500 in a weekend, come on. If you're looking to help me out for a couple hours, come on. If you know how to get grants to help us get this cafe boutique, come on. I would love to. We're not a nonprofit. We've weighed back and forth with, we might not, we're not currently, we could be, but having the cafe could be a nonprofit, but there's so much mud between that. We decided just to keep it, not make it a nonprofit. So any help we can get, grant writing, volunteers, all of that, we'll take it.
We'll put the word out.
And just to kind of wrap it up here, last kind of thought of the chat, talking about personal reflection. What has running behind bars taught you, Kat, about justice and rehabilitation and the power of creativity?
I'm going to tell you, I've become one of the biggest advocates and basically an activist for them. So I'm helping a couple of people right now. It's taught me how unjust our system is. We are not helping, approach that recidivism. We're not trying to promote a healthy return back to society. The inmates go away, and like I said earlier, they're kind of out of sight, out of mind. The COs don't care. It's a paycheck. They're treated so unfairly, and we need to remember and love and support our people. If we want our families, our friends, our loved ones, the potential future neighbor next door to come back successfully and not reoccur, then we need to be there to support them. So the biggest thing I've learned is that there's just not enough support, whether it's financially, whether it's mentally, whether it's for their own, learning how to not return. We've got to educate not just the inmates, but the society as well. It's something I always knew prior to getting involved in helping, but the more I've helped, the more I'm here, the more I'm like, we really don't know what's going on. And when we're on the outside, we're not thinking about it. It's not our problem. And so that's one of the biggest things that people forget. It is our problem. Those people are going to be your neighbors. Those people are your aunt, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. So we've got to support them.
Nice. That was beautifully well said. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kat.
Yeah, Kat, D, I want to thank you guys so much for speaking with us. As you know, I'm a fan, and I've got a list on my desk over here. I've got a text you.
Nice.
I think you've got a Green Lantern one that I really want.
Okay. I'm going to hold it.
But yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you guys do. It's an amazing program, and I wish you guys all the best of luck. And again, thank you guys for speaking with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I hope 2024 is a great year and many years ahead. And
thank you.
Good vibes and good energy. And, we're always here to support and help whenever we can.
Awesome. Thank you.